Hey, John Crestani here, and we're going to talk about zero-cost business ideas that you can do to start making money. Now, maybe you don't want to be in business for yourself, but you want to be working from home, or you want to work and earn your own money. You want to be independent. You want to support your family. You want to have an income that you can rely on. And we're going to go over a couple different ideas you can do if you have absolutely no money. I mean, I remember when I was in my, when I was a teenager, I had no money to put down. And maybe you're in that situation and it sucks, but you need to make money fast. And, maybe you don't want to get a traditional job. You want to actually figure out a way that you can start a real business. Now, what that means we're not going to be talking about is we're not going to be talking about being a Uber driver. Because being an Uber driver, that's not a business. It's purely a job. There's no way you can scale that to actually create a business. We are going to be talking about some sort of job-related stuff here, but not Uber, okay? It also means we're not going to be talking about stocks, investing in stocks, because to invest in stocks, you need to have credit maybe, and most people around the world don't have credit like we have in America, and you need money to invest in stocks. It also means we're not going to be talking about real estate, because even if you're doing rentals, you need money to start, or you need credit to start with real estate. And we're also not going to be talking about e-commerce, because if you're selling products online, you have to buy them first and then sell them for more money later. So we can't talk about any of these things. So what are these business ideas that we can work with? Hey, I'm John Crestani, and I started making money for myself when I was 6 years old. I started selling lemonade outside of my parents' house, in my parents' neighborhood in Los Angeles. I set up a little just table, and I just put up a little sign that's, I just put tape and I put a piece of paper, and I said lemonade 50 cents. And the lemonade was free because my mom made it, and the people I set up near a golf course because there are a lot of people coming to watch some golfers play golf. There was some golf tournament, and I made real money. And that was my first experience in business. 6 years old, I'm selling lemonade, and I'm making a pretty good markup. I think the lemonade was, was free, and I'm making 50 cents. But what can you do? Now, first, it's good to talk about we can just get started selling our time online. And that's where we're starting, okay? When we're starting with a zero-cost business idea, what you're really doing is you're selling your time, okay? No matter what you do. And we're gonna talk about how we sell our time to make money and how we actually leverage our time even more, kind of like how I'm doing on YouTube right now. And we're gonna talk about how you can make leveraged amounts of money, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands a month. I run a business that makes $500,000 every single month. I've been making $50,000 a month since I was in my early 20s. And I'm gonna explain to you exactly how you can go from a zero-cost business idea to earning money and starting a real business that can make you a significant number of money. My students, one of my students, Jordan, recently called me up. He was a former student of mine. He's making over, he's making 7 figures. Let's put it that way. I have students making 8 figures a year from taking these learnings. I'm not even making 8 figures a year, that have taken my trainings and actually applied them. And you can too. So I invite you to really turn off all distractions. If you're on a mobile device, pause your mobile device, go on a laptop or a desktop computer. If you don't have one, buy one, and watch this video, because the information that I'm gonna go over in this video is very important for you to actually apply. So the first business idea is Upwork. And that's Upwork.com. And what Upwork is it's a freelancing website where you can sell your time. You could be a virtual assistant, you could do data entry, you could do programming, you could create a map or create a picture for people, create a logo, do voiceover, video, whatever you can possibly do, whatever you're willing to do. There are things on Upwork.com where you can actually put yourself out there and earn money and trade your time for money on the internet, no matter what country in the world you are This is a great option for folks that are anywhere in the world. And again, I'm speaking to folks you follow me from Nigeria, from China, from Russia, from America, from UK, South Africa, Argentina. So I know that everything has to work all around the world, and that's what we're talking about today. Next idea is start an agency. Now, if you're doing work for other folks on Upwork, if you want to do marketing work, let's say you're building a website for somebody, or let's say you want to help post links for a company. You can go to any job that's available in the entire, in your area. What you can do is you can go to that job interview and let them know that you want them to pay you as a company and not as an individual. Why this distinction between, you're paying my company, not me? And what I did was when I went to my second job, I had them pay my company. And the reason I did this was because they weren't specifically hiring me, they were hiring more of a result that they believed I would bring. Now, because they're paying my company, it opens the door for me to have multiple jobs or multiple clients that are paying me. A lot of folks get sucked in to the trap of not setting up their own company because they believe it's complicated, because they believe it's stressful, because they have to Google some things. But the reality is, if you set the standard, if you set the expectation with whoever you're working with, that they are hiring for the result, not you individually, not you purely for your time, you open the door for you starting a business and building and growing that from one income to more. The third idea for zero cost to start a business zero cost is really interesting. It's door-to-door sales. Now you might be thinking, John, I am not on the computer to be told how to do door-to-door sales. Hold up. Door-to-door sales is the hardest, one of the most difficult, one of the most baseline sales jobs around. In every country in the world, there are door-to-door salesmen. If you're in a country with no door-to-door salespeople, let me know in the chat. There's like zero industry for it. I'm interested to hear. But door-to-door sales forces, it's the easiest thing, walking around and trying to sell a company's product. And these are jobs that you can get that pay a commission, can turn into a business. Because if you can knock on doors and you can make money, you just made money selling people's products essentially as an affiliate. You could build a team under you of other folks that are knocking on doors and sort of stuff like that. Now, what people generally sell when they're knocking on doors, in America, they're selling solar panels. They're selling pest control. I had some LDS guy come to my door a few months ago, and he sold me pest control. He said, hey, do you have a lot of bugs around your house? I said, yeah. He said, well, I'll get rid of them. I said, great. How do I sign up? And we were talking, and he said, this was one of the easiest sales I've had. I said, yeah, because I'm far out in the middle of the mountains, and you're the only person who actually took the time and effort to go. Hard work leads to great results. And in this pest control door-to-door sales rep's case, he created a recurring stream of commission from my account and many others in this neighborhood because he was the only one who was willing to go that far. Now, the fourth zero-cost business idea that you can do is telemarketing. Okay, and I'm just gonna abbreviate here. Now, the first job I ever had, first job I could get was a telemarketing position. And it was commission only. I just had to sit on phones dialing 100 people every day. I was given a phone, I was given phone numbers to dial, and I was given a product to sell that I could earn money from. And there were other sales reps in this company, it's called National Positions, that were making $10, $20, $25, $30,000 a month with zero costs, right? Just working on their own time, on their own schedule, calling businesses to sell them SEO services. And telemarketing is a really good base level job that you can get in most countries around the world. Just doing sales. You're just earning a commission. It's a really easy way to get into business because the magic is if you can sell something, you have a business. If you can't sell, doesn't matter what it is, stocks, real estate, services, products. If you can't sell, there's no money. You're not in business. Sales and marketing are the core of any sort of wealth creation. So let's move on to some leveraged ways to make big money without putting any money down in a business. So I remember when I was stuck, when I was trading my time for money, I had a few things going for me. I was running an agency and I was doing work on Upwork. And between these two sources of income, I was making up to $20,000 a month. The problem with this was that my time was not leveraged. And what happened is every time I would get new clients on Upwork or through my agency, I would have more work than I can deal with. And my income for 2 years fluctuated between $10,000 and $20,000 a month because I was always trading time for money. I'd have to find new clients, and then I'd spend less time on the business, and I'd lose clients. And there was a constant cycle of finding and working on clients that kept me fluctuating in between a realm that didn't allow me to break out of a certain area. Now, what I realized I had to do was I had to find a form of leverage, a way that I could exponentially increase the amount of time that I was able to either work on clients or people. And one way you can do that is by selling products. An extremely easy way of selling products is what's called print on demand. I'm gonna put that down here. Print on demand. Now, maybe you've seen other YouTubers selling shirts or merchandise. You can do this simply by going to teespring.com. And there's many other print-on-demand sites, but teespring.com is integrated with YouTube. If you are a YouTuber that creates a big audience or a brand around yourself, then just selling merchandise on top of that, you can do fantastically. So just being an influencer and selling merchandise is a great way to do it. Another way you can leverage your time is by doing affiliate marketing. So once again, putting up content on YouTube, reaching people, putting up content on Rumble or Twitter or wherever that may be is an extremely valuable way of leveraging your time if you have something interesting to talk about. And that will allow you to reach thousands, tens of thousands, or millions of people with just a little bit of your time. Now, each YouTube video I personally make takes about an hour of my time total in terms of scripting things out, in terms of outlining, in terms of the shoot itself, in terms of setting up the set. Now, I'm not counting also the many years of experience that I have to talk about these topics, but everyone has experience in something, whether that's gardening, raising a kid, taking care of, hair stubble, whatever this is. And one video, 1 hour of my time can actually end up affecting millions of people, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of hours of other people's time. Compare that to door-to-door sales or telemarketing. In door-to-door sales, if you give an hour sales pitch to a couple or to a person, you're leveraging your time 1 or 2x. You gave an hour-long sales pitch about some Kirby vacuum cleaner and you talked to 2 people. 2x leverage. Whereas if I'm putting out a video, like one of my videos I recently put out that has over 3 million views, I leveraged my time 1 to 3 million. Who do you think has the opportunity to make more money there? It's obvious, and it baffles our human brains, this concept, because we have so much leverage in this internet era. The next way of leveraging your time is AdSense. Another business you can create is just simply blogging and vlogging. You don't need, we talked about YouTube, but we can also just put up content on blogs. Maybe you don't want to show your face, you can write content you can set up a website for free on Wix or Weebly.com. Wix is a free blogging platform where you can write content and talk about subjects that maybe you know a little bit about. Maybe you know a little bit about the situation in Sudan from a perspective that others don't. You can write a blog and put up Google AdSense on your site. Google will pay you to allow them to put ads on your site. And the way that people come to your site is you talk about something, a unique perspective. Maybe you have a certain opinion on something. Maybe you have a certain way of, gardening that nobody's talked about. Maybe you have a certain way of playing with your kids' toes that you haven't talked about before. You can do that. So there's 7 different business ideas that you can start with zero money. And the goal is always to find more and more and more ways to leverage your own time so that you can make more money. Ways that I've done that is by working with people, working with affiliates, working with platforms like YouTube. So instead of talking to just one person at a time, I'm talking to many. Other ways I've personally done that is investments, real estate, and such forth. So let me know in the comments, what business idea is most interesting to you? Is it door-to-door sales, telemarketing, selling your time on Upwork, starting an agency, just having a job pay you as a company rather than an individual? Is it print on demand, YouTubing, and selling merch, doing YouTubing or, content creation and getting paid as an affiliate? Or is it blogging? I'd love to know what you're most interested in. Join our community. We have a Telegram group if you want to be an affiliate marketer. That's how I've been able to make my money. That's how I made my first $10 million. And also, if you're interested in joining any of my courses, I have information down there. We have a Telegram group. And as always, we're dedicated here to freedom and family. How you can create a real income, a real business for yourself on your own terms so that you can create a life of freedom and independence and build a dynasty so that you live forever. John Crestani here. Happy to be back on YouTube. It's been a while. Talk to you guys soon.